Film fans, it's Epic Film Guy Nick here, checking in from the studio, giving you my thoughts on The Walking Dead here. I'm getting ready to sit down and watch last night's Season 5 premiere. I quit watching this show after the third season. I had had enough. Categorically, I think this is one of the worst written shows on television, but it keeps pulling me back in. There's things about it that I love. There's concepts about it that I absolutely love. I've always been fascinated with zombies and zombie media and stuff like that. And, you know, this idea that, you know, at the end of civilization and stuff like that, it's people out there fighting to survive every day, what that does to people, how it brings out the best and worst in people. Now, I get, don't jump on me because I know that some of you guys in the comments are going to go crazy and, oh, the people are the Walking Dead. It's not about the zombies. It's the people. I get it. I understand that. But it's still terribly written. It doesn't follow its own rules relative to zombies. At least it definitely didn't in the first few seasons, which I'll touch on. Did noise attract them or doesn't it? Depends on the dramatic needs of the episode. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And this season's still guilty of that to a degree. But the zombies are just kind of more scattered a little bit in this season. They're just kind of more happenstance. They just sort of are. You know, seasons 1 through 3, I absolutely despise the character of Lori. Despised, absolutely, utterly detested the character of Andrea. That was her look. All the time. Every single time she was on screen, every single second, every single situation, didn't matter what it was. That befuddled, like, mystified, like, I don't know what I'm doing here stare. I absolutely despised it. And like the season 3 finale, when she's in the room for 45 minutes talking to the guy, you're trapped in the room with him, so you want to survive. Like, I never got the sense in the episode that she had resigned herself to her fate or anything like that. She wanted to survive, but yeah, I'll wait until after he turns before I finally decide to start to escape. Okay, good, good. Glad she's dead. Glad this show is finally pushing forward with its more decent character set. And like I said, it got rid of Lori in Season 3. It got rid of Andrea. It was Lori Season 2. No, she was Season 3, because Season 2 was the god-awful farm with Glenn sitting in a truck at night in the passenger window riding around plugging headshots and zombies left and right, which is another thing that this season does that the other seasons don't really do. There's a lot more just not headshots. Imagine that. Every single person in the show, especially the kids, are not marksmen. They can't plug a headshot every single time they pull the trigger. Because it got really ridiculous, especially characters like Lori at the end of Season 2 at the farm. Like, right, she's never even used a gun. You can tell she's so awkward holding the thing, plugging headshots left and right. You know? And that's the kind of show that this is or was. And that's how it started this season, you know, with the sporting goods store. Puts the bottle of wine down so hard that the shelf collapses and everything falls over. And then all the zombies and the military helicopter that are on the roof this entire time, a couple of the zombies take a couple of steps and then the whole roof starts to collapse. Because, yeah, that weight was just perfectly distributed the entire time up there to where it never would have caused a problem. I hate that kind of writing because it's just gimmicky, just nonsense writing just to try to create or force a dramatic situation. That's what this show's full of. Same thing with the prison, the fences. Periodically they show somebody out there plugging away, but other times they'll show, oh, there's 30 zombies at the fences, shaking them, trying to get in. Nobody's out there. Nobody cares. Everybody at the prison, Beth kept going on really early in the episodes there. Everybody's got a job to do. Why isn't anybody's job to go out and stab the zombies through the fence all the time? Like 8-hour shifts during the day. As long as there's daylight hours, you're out there plugging walkers, dropping them. So they're not trying to break in the fence. The zombies, of course, which conveniently disappear only when the governor's army shows up to take down the prison. There's not a zombie in sight until after the battle, of course, because the noise of the battle attracted them. So, and I loved that episode, by the way. Great, great episode. I love David Morrissey as the governor. Such a detestable dick of a character. But Morrissey played him with relish. I loved it. That was a great episode. And then the show really did something great. It forced these characters into small groups, like here with Carol and Tyrese and the girls, where it spent a lot of time on quieter moments, on more character moments, instead of these hokey, dramatic situations, like the whole plague at the prison, like, because they brought in all those people from Woodbury at the end of Season 3, and while you can't have a cast of, like, 60 people running around in this show because it just doesn't have the budget for that kind of thing, so you have to contrive some way to off them. But, I mean, this episode, for instance, I got the Grove on here in the background. Hands down, amazing, dramatic episode. The best that the show has done, easily. I absolutely loved this episode. And the show got a lot better. I really, really liked the second half of Season 4, except for Rick's character, who, I'm sorry, I can't stand the guy. I absolutely can't stand him. He's supposed to be the protagonist. You're supposed to root for this guy, but every single action that he makes, aside from Andrew Lincoln's, "Ronald, my son," like that guttural roar of a speech that he does when he gets angry, which is absurd, is absolutely ridiculous. But other than that, you know, I'm really glad that they took it down to some quieter moments, focusing on smaller groups of characters. Eager to see what happens with Terminus. I at first thought that they were going to walk in there and that everybody was just going to be, oh, you know, like after Rick, of course, decides to go apeshit because he sees a pocket watch. You know, I thought for sure that you were going to see this situation where, you know, oh, there's Glenn and Maggie just sipping a cup of tea. But now they're all in a boxcar for whatever reason, because this show has no other redeeming human characters, with exception to Rick and co. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm going to tune into the premiere. I'm going to do a separate review of that. But I wanted to put this up along with links to my other 3 reviews. Those were written when I did stuff for the Examiner back in the day, but I'll put those boom, boom, boom right up here. And don't forget to come back after, or I'm sure you've already seen the Season 5 premiere, so check out my review of that. Bam, right there. There, yes. Check out my review. I know I have a lot of people that disagree with me about this show. I talk to a lot of people about it. And despite the things that I really, really love about it, I love the effects, fantastic effects. I love a lot of these characters. A lot of the quieter stuff, little ass kicker right there. But the show, it's I don't know. It's just, it falls back a little too easily, I feel, on just really poorly contrived situations that I think are better than any show. Not just this one, but I think any show. And I just want it to do better because I'm a big fan of the idea. I'm a big fan of what it could be. And I think that's why a lot of people watch this show, because they're big fans of what it could be. So let me know what you think. Join the conversation on our Facebook page. And come on back for my Season 5 review.